Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So as promised, we're working on the last book, I Am Light, I Am Dark, to see if this book resonates with you, if there is anything in this book that you feel is pulling you towards it. Usually I find the titles what pull me in more than anything else. It's the titles. I am light, I am dark. What's special about this beautiful book is that it goes in deeper than what we started in You Can Change Your Past that we talked about in the previous video. It goes in even deeper, and it is just the information that comes through in this book is so wonderful. It's so mind-blowing, I found at the time. It's like, wow, what? This book is about us understanding that we are here to experience all of it. All of it. Without exception. All of it. We are here to experience the shame. We are here to experience the guilt. We are here to experience the love and the bliss and the joy. We're here to experience the grief and the sorrow and the depression and the anxiety. We are here for all of it. In our natural state, we are the highest frequency of love and joy and bliss. This is who we are in our natural, energetic state, our light beings. This is who we are, always, for all eternity. And we come here to Earth to have this gorgeous human experience. We come here to know what it is to suffer grief, to lose a child. What does that feel like? To lose a partner after 40, 50, 60 years of sharing a life together. How does that feel? To spend a whole lifetime and not be able to have children when that is what you most desire in your heart. To spend a whole lifetime feeling that your parents don't love you. What does that feel like inside? To feel shame, to feel guilt. What does that feel like inside? These are all things that we know in concept, in our natural state. We have all this information. We have all of this already within us. But it's like when I was growing up and I had the World Book Encyclopedia. One thing is for me to open up the pages and read all about Hawaii. And how wonderful everything is there. Learn all about the people and learn all about the animals and learn everything there is to learn about Hawaii from reading it in a book. But then one day you buy the ticket, the plane ticket. You hop onto that plane and you travel to Hawaii. And you step down from the plane. And you get to experience firsthand, what are the people like? What does Hawaii really look like through your eyes? What does this place really look like? Through all your senses, what does it feel like to actually be in Hawaii? That is the human experience. Yes, we have all the information of the universe within, but to be here and be able to experience it firsthand, this is the journey. This is what we're here for. It is understanding that the darkness is not bad or wrong. It is something we come to experience. In understanding, in experiencing firsthand the darkness, we can understand and appreciate the light more. It is through grief and sorrow and all the lower vibrations that we get to understand and appreciate love more, joy more, bliss more, peace. All of these things that we already are expand every time we come here and experience what it is to not be these things. What is it to come to this place, to this simulation, and to not be love? What does that feel like? What does it feel like to come to this place and not be at peace? For 1 second, your whole life is chaos from the moment you enter this world. What is that like? This is the journey that the soul undertakes every time it chooses to come and have a lifetime here. And each time it chooses exactly what it is that it wants to experience. And the beauty of this book is that we learn, we just start to tap into. Each experience has many, many different sides to it. And we come in many different lifetimes to view all the different sides of this experience. For example, let's say in this lifetime, your partner has cheated on you. So you are the recipient of this experience. You're the one receiving this feeling of being cheated on. How does that feel in this experience, in this lifetime? In previous lifetimes, you were the one that cheated on your partner. You were on the other side of it. But there isn't just the two of you. There are many people that are affected when one person cheats on another. There is the person that you cheat with. Perhaps in another lifetime you were that person, the person that breaks up this couple. There are many different angles to look at one experience, many. It's not even just two, but many different ways of looking at it, of experiencing the same. And we come in to do all of it so that at the end of it, we have a full picture of what it is to cheat. By cheating, by being cheated on, by being the one that you cheat with, all of it. And I'm probably missing a lot of angles as we go. But that's the idea. An experience isn't just you come in and, okay, I'm just going to go through this and that's it. And sometimes we are fortunate enough that in the one lifetime, we get to see two sides of one thing. And that was it for me. So many videos I talk about my mum yelling at me and how that made me feel. So I was the recipient of that yelling, and I knew exactly how it felt, because in my stomach, in the pit of my stomach, I would get this feeling. And many times it would feel like shards of glass piercing through. But as an adult, when I became a mother, I found myself yelling at my daughter. So I got to experience the other side of it. How was my mother feeling every time she yelled at me? I got to see the experience from the other side of it. Not just the side of receiving, but the side of the one that gives it. That gives this experience to another. And in the one lifetime, I got to see both sides. And they were both beautiful. In my human experience, looking at it now as spirit through the eyes of love, they were both beautiful experiences. In the experience as a child, I got to know what it feels like to be ashamed. Because if someone's yelling at you, you've done something wrong. I wasn't aware of what it was, but it made me feel ashamed of who I was. Because if I was a good girl, my mum wouldn't be yelling at me. She'd be happy with me if I was a good girl. I must have done something bad. So I felt bad. I felt ashamed of who I was. That it made my mum yell at me. As a grown-up, I understood that the yelling was because I was frustrated inside. I was yelling out of frustration. Completely different experience. And yet it's the same thing, yelling, but on two different sides. And sometimes, many times, most of us will go through life and we will be abused a certain way as a child. And we grow up to be adults and we get to be the ones who abuse our children as they come. We don't realize that this pattern is on repeat, if you like. We're just repeating the same pattern. But what we are gaining on a soul level is that we received the abuse as a child and we got to know what that feels like. And now as a grown-up, as an adult, we get to see what that looks like from the eyes of the adult. How does it feel to be the adult now abusing the child? One thing is to be the child receiving the abuse, the feelings, everything that's coming up. Another thing is to be the grown-up doing the abuse. And we get to see both sides. For most of us, we get to see both sides. We get to know how that grown-up felt inside when they were abusing their child, when they were abusing us. We get to know firsthand because we get to do it. And it's very few that break that cycle, that realize, oh, you know what? I've already done this so many times. There's been so many lifetimes I've done this that I'm done. I don't need to repeat this again. I'm good. They're the ones where the abuse stops. They don't need to keep doing it. They've already got the knowledge, the wisdom, everything that they needed from that experience. That is the beauty of the book, I Am Light, I Am Dark. Understanding that everything you go through, everything, all of it down to the last tiny little detail, you were meant to go through. And it's not good or bad, and it's not right or wrong. It is part of your experience. It's what your soul came here to go through. It wanted to know. And for you, it may be the last little piece that completes that experience. Good, we're done. Hey, hooray! Experience is complete. I've seen all the different facets of it. I've done all the different roles. I'm good, I'm done. I have all the information now, complete. It's no longer concept, it is now knowing. It is now wisdom. It is done. This is the beauty of I Am Light, I Am Dark. Knowing that our soul chose all of it. Nothing was a mistake. Nothing was a coincidence. It was all meant to be. For you, for your journey, for your experience. And that no experience is more valuable than another experience. The homeless person living on the streets, their experience is not any less or any more than a person that is living in Beverly Hills in a mansion and has everything, all the material things they could possibly want. They are both having different experiences, viewing life in a different way, in a way they haven't experienced before. Perhaps that homeless person has already done all of that, has already been here many, many lifetimes as the wealthy one. And that soul is done with that. It has all the knowledge it needed from that experience. It's good, it's done, it's finished. But what's it like to not have any possessions, to live on the streets, to completely give up and just to be each day as it comes? Take on one day at a time as it comes, because that is all you have that day. And just surviving that day, getting through that day, finding the food that you need to get you through that day, the water you need to get you through that day. The homeless person is more present than the person living in Beverly Hills in the mansion. The person that has the wealth, that has all these beautiful material things, is always in the future. What are they going to have next? What are they going to get next? Their mind is always in the future. It's never here, present to what is happening right here, right now. The homeless person, completely present to what's happening right here, right now. Their thought is, what's my next meal? If it's hot, okay, where can I move to where I can be comfortable? I don't have to sit in the sun. If it's cold, where can I get a blanket or something to keep me warm? Very basic, very simple existence. But both completely different experiences. They're both gaining different information, different knowledge with their experiences. But neither is more important or better than the other. Perhaps the one in Beverly Hills has already done the homelessness, has already been through all that. And now it's time. What's it like to be on the other end and have all the money in the world and I can do whatever I want? What does that feel like? They're completely different experiences. This is what the book I Am Light, I Am Dark is all about. Understanding that your experience is unique. You came to have it, you chose it. It is perfect for you. All right, my beautiful beings? And that none of it is wrong or bad. It's our judgments that make it so. It was all meant to be, to get you here where you are today. You are who you are because of the experiences you've had. All that knowledge that you have inside of you now because of what you've been through. Priceless. You can't put a price on it. All right, my beautiful beings. I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And if there's anything more you want to know about any of the books, let me know. And we've been reading some chapters from You Can Change Your Past already and sharing information from there. So we'll continue to go through, as I don't have any questions or comments from the channel. I'll always choose different books and we'll just read random pages and share so you can get a feel for each book and see what's inside. All right, my beautiful beings. Bye for now.